I think it's better. At least the same molecule is clear. More clear.
TC, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you're getting some good images there. We just need to remember to take spectroscopy, I guess. You know, don't forget about that.
Take spectroscopy. Don't get obsessed with getting a time resolution.
That's a good lesson. It's like a quote of the day thing, you know. It's like why saying of the day or like something like that.
Okay, that's good. Right? Let's stop here. Right?
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks good at this point.
Just take spectroscopy, see. What are you doing, TC? It's black.
I like black.
Let's go to the A.
I want to do the plane. That's black.
So today we're gonna vent the chamber to fix some stuff. Sarah and Anna here.
What?
I'm gonna do some stuff to get the to get the vent ready, not to bake out. Or
I'll be right there.
okay. So we're gonna do some stuff like unplugging cables, turning on pumps, turning off pumps, not on. Oh, man, I'm backwards today. And then yeah, we'll open up the chamber. So the first step is because the chamber is cold previously, but we have to warm it up before we vent it. Because if we just vent it when the chamber is cold, then water condenses on it, and there's electrical connection. You don't want to get water in that. So that's bad. So what we do is we blow out the cold cryogens out of the cryostat, and then we're passing through nitrogen gas, warm room temperature nitrogen gas to warm it up to room temperature. Okay. And while doing that, also we're passing pure nitrogen gas so that there's no water condensing inside the cryostat. So that's what is going on right now, and that's what you're hearing. So we're gonna turn that off here. So that's turned off, and we can unplug those stuff. Ready to remove this cryostat out of that flange, and we're gonna fix everything's in it, and then so that Sarah can tunnel onto her sample again.
Something needs to work.
It's really hard to do science when you can't tunnel into your sample. So we've removed all the cablings. We removed the RGA, we removed the pyrometer, we removed the sputter gun wire cable. Sarah's gonna leak in nitrogen into the chamber. And we'll vent.
You guys ready?
We're venting it. We're venting it.
Does this require
are losing here, and it's attached to a crane up there and ready to be taken out. We're just waiting for the boss to show up so that we can actually do it now. So we've taken the chamber or the cryostat out, and this is what it looks like. That's the STM stage right there. That's where this, right there is where the sample sits. And this little tiny copper springs are the one that's making the electrical connection when we're doing our experiment in the chamber. Some of the springs are bent, and we need to fix it by pulling it back and bending it carefully. And then after we fix the springs, then we're gonna put the shields back on, like we did with the other chamber, and then that's it. That's fixing the STM head. Then we're gonna fix a bunch of stuff in the prep chamber. So while attempting to fix this, we saw things that didn't make sense. Where we have a test sample, which is a bunch of resistor, where 60 sample holder is 6 kilo ohms, 5 and 4 is 500 kilo ohms, and then 2 and 3 is 100 kilo ohms. So on the sample holder side, it kind of makes sense. And then we put it in, we test it through the wiring here, which is where electrical connection for the STM's coming out, and everything seems backwards. And we found out that it actually is. So we have to relabel everything, and that fixed the problem, and hopefully things doesn't go like this again in the future. It's kind of surprising because we've been running this microscope for 15 years and no one has ever figured out this problem until today. So did you know the news? If you look at this, we made a revision on the manual.
Oh yeah. What?
So A is actually connected to pin 6, B is 5, C is and so on.
That's very important.
So when Sarah and I was testing it, I was like, why is it 4 and 5 100 kilo ohms out of 500? And then why is 2 and 3 100 kilo ohm? Wait a minute.
So you did do the right pattern.
Didn't know.
So pin 1. So pin 1 was the one that was doing the shorting thing when you looked at it.
Right, which makes sense because then the clip was, well, the clip that Sarah broke is the one that was touching. So, and then
you effectively solved that problem.
Right, and it also makes sense why Grady's device never worked, and why your sample.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you want to.
Yeah, because I was on pad 1.
Right.
It was 1 to 5.
Which is actually 6.
Yeah. Well, that's a great discovery.
That's a great discovery, and hopefully this definitely will make the lab run better. Over in the other lab now, the system is cooling down, so.
I know about that.
Filling the helium level there. It's back at 4K. Things are looking good. Just hold the camera like this out in the front and then just talk to it.